I want to ask you a question. Who's coaching you? Who's asking you the tough questions? Who's telling you, man, you're the common denominator to all of your issues and challenges? Who's telling you, man, all day long you become the magnetic pulse that attracts to you both good and bad? I want to be your life coach. I want to be the one that cheers you on to the finish line. I want to be the one that you ask the tough questions. And it doesn't mean that I have all the answers, but it means that you have a partner, someone who believes in you, not the you see right now, but the you can't imagine, the you that you are to become, the you are destined to be. I always say we both need the positive and the negative. It's not enough to have the knowledge of the matter, but we must have the wisdom as well. For wisdom settles it. And that's what I want to offer you as you join me on the Coach's Corner. I want to offer you the wisdom of the matter. Maybe it might be relationships, talking about our campaigns for more, for life, the dark room of our subconscious, our spiritual journey. Whatever it is, I want to be there to encourage you, to build you, to challenge you, to cheer you on to the finish line. I'm qualified to do this. Why? Because I'm you.
That's right, and welcome aboard to the Coach's Corner. My name is Marcus Saletta. Assuredly, I have my issues, and I want you to know I bring to the table the wisdoms and some level of understanding that will help us together grow and maturate toward a change that we can hold on to. You know what I'm saying? How are you this morning, this afternoon, this evening? How are you doing? I trust that all is well, all will be well, because I am the common denominator. I just said, I said to myself, I'm talking crazy. You have to talk crazy to yourself and tell yourself you're going to do this. You're going to make a change that will last. I'm sorry, but I can't blame anybody else anymore. It's freaking my fault, my responsibility, my response, my action, my discipline, my determination. And with God's help, as they say in the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, as the president said, as they take the oath, as the senators say it, with God's help, I can do this. For real. But don't play with me this morning, this evening, this afternoon. Don't mess with my mind, because I'm dangerous. You're dangerous. Why? Laser focus. And today we're going to talk about PTTOO. Pay to the order of. Now you fill in the blank. This is the Coach's Corner, baby. That's how we roll. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's how we roll, man. You know what I mean? That's how we roll. That's how we roll. I got a little something for you. Check this one right here. I'll be right back.
So very ordinary, nothing special on my own. Oh, I have never walked on water, and I have never caught a storm. Sometimes I'm hiding away from the madness around me, like a child who's afraid of the dark. But when I call on Jesus, all things are possible. I can
Yeah, I figured you would like that right there, Nicole Mullen. Hey man, I want to just encourage you on creating incomes from scratch. First of all, on debt, what you must always understand if you are a Christian. Now, I'm talking specifically to Christians, okay? I hate to do that, but just to Christians. The first thing you got to realize is that you are an agent of change. You're an agent of purpose. And you are not subject to your own way. But you have built into the process an entrepreneurial, kingdom ruling mindset. You know what I'm saying? And as the song says, we all ordinary folks. Nothing special. We're not stars. Some of us hide in the dark. Some of us hide from the chaos and the calamity. But when we call on Jesus, all of a sudden, we are able to accomplish immeasurable tasks. You know what I'm saying? And we're able to do the impossible. That's why I picked that song for you this morning, because I know how you feel. It's like, okay, I'm nothing special, and I am not either. But when we call on Jesus, there is something supernatural that happens. Thank you so very much, Mr. DJ. And we want to get right to this creating income. And the PTTOO stands for pay. This is what we want right now. This is our end goal. Close your eyes and visualize this. Pay to the order of, and you put in your name. Pay to the order of. Close your eyes and then visualize checks with your name on it. Legally so. Not checks from the government. Not checks from your Social Security. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about investment checks. Cashier's checks. Some of y'all that are in certain businesses already know what it feels like. But your money is going in one door and coming out the other. But for those of you who are unemployed, between jobs, trying to create something out of nothing, started a business, just got a business loan, just got a personal loan, I want you to envision PTTOO. Pay to the order of, and you put in your name. I have realized and understood, since I have looked at my own personal and professional history, that I have always had the ability, if I could have a listening group, to make money. And the Coach's Corner gonna keep it real. My problems or my challenges had been that having closed rooms, locked rooms in my own heart from having survived many different things, bleed over into the progress of my success. And that always happens. Every time you start to make stride in something, here comes some crap, and you're like, what the heck is this? And what happens is the uncovered issues bleed over into that which you are making stride in, and sometimes we become distracted by that, and then other people, once we're distracted from the bleed over. excuse me, once we're distracted from the bleed over, then people take advantage. You know, that's human nature. It's nothing personal. They take advantage of that openness, that slot. You know, there's a scripture that says, neither give place to the devil. I mean, it is what it is. You know, as soon as you turn your head, as soon as you get off focus, as soon as you and what you got to realize is as you move forward, you're gonna make some mistakes. You're imperfect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't use that for an excuse, but it is what it is. We're humans. We make mistakes. We err. We don't see. You know, and be very meek and very merciful toward yourself and toward others, because you're going to get caught in the thicket of your own mistakes, but don't let it bleed over into your progress. So when we talk about creating incomes, I want to talk about a couple of things under that, and I'm not reading from any notes, just shooting straight from my heart, because our overall outcome is pay to the order of. Now let me say this. Part of what I have discovered, I'm just going to be completely transparent with you. We make a lot of money, but we don't do anything with it. I'm just going to be frank with you. We make a lot of money, but we don't do anything with it. We are a very consumer-driven society. Very consumer-driven. And then what happens is when rainy days come, as they always will, we're back to a conditioning we're more comfortable with, which is to survive from day to day, week to week, month to month. And with the American market, job-wise, with the American educational system, which is somewhat antique, it's like an antique for real. I mean, the fact that you've got to borrow $12,000 to $24,000 to $30,000 just to go to college for a few years and get a degree for a job that you have to break doors down to look for. I mean, the system is very corrupt, and we're spending a lot of money going around in circles. And so what I have found out is that we have to change our mindset, because we may be making the money, but we're so consumer driven. And here's the other thing. Every time you need something for your business or for your personal life, you have to practice. And I've done this, and I'll continue to do this. You have to practice OBM, opposite behavior modification. Now, one thing I like about God, which is different from people, God works with you where you are in life. If you're willing to listen, if you're willing to embrace wisdom, if you're willing to admit, your transgressions and your own issues, God keeps working with you, and you'll find miracles that are just little miracles that let you know you're on the right track. And creating incomes is not just creating money that comes in, but it also creates a flow of resources that continues to flow in, where you don't have to go into your pocket or your personal accounts to spend money on particular things. Some people call it favor. I don't want to get off on that, because people have made that word to be very, very loose. Because if you think about a favor, people say, well, I'm highly favored. Well, when you think about favor, it's not activated until you ask. Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? That's just my opinion. But creating incomes starts with knowing your destiny, knowing a sense of who you are and what you can and cannot do. You must not focus just on what you can do. You must focus on what you cannot do. For instance, I know that I cannot do X, Y, and Z because based on my past history, I have dealt with X, Y, and Z, and I have to ensure that I have handlers or talking points or other spokesmen with me present to negotiate these kinds of deals. You see, because the thing about it is, creating incomes is creating teams of projects. And creating teams of projects is involving people, but how do you involve people who stab you in the back and double down and all these other different things? Well, you got to be more authentic inside yourself. You have to be more authentic inside yourself to ensure and to sharpen your own personal confidence. You're not going to get any more than what you believe you deserve. And then when a little money comes in, we spend it so fast. I myself included now. I'm not just, come on now. Don't be discouraged. but we spend it so fast. And then sometimes a little money comes in, starts trickling in, and you're supposed to spend it on particular things that you know would help you do your job well. But my point is, we are more consumer-driven than investment-driven in this country, and the investment protocol in this country is very corrupt. It's very corrupt. Please, trust me. People running off with people's money after 30, 40, 50 years of working, and then they just have a "I'm sorry" at the end of the day. And folks still, from the scandals of 2007 on up to 2009 or so, nobody has went to jail for all the money that was missing, all the issues that the American markets have encountered. No one has been on trial. Nobody has went to jail. I mean, you see where I'm going with this. So on both sides of the aisle, from income consumer-driven mental conditioning and from income investment-driven conditioning, there is corruption. So you shouldn't feel bad as the small guy. You shouldn't feel bad as a small guy. What we have to do is we have to be a little bit more modest. I remember one time, I know this is going to sound unrelated, but I remember one time I was praying for some equipment, for one of the studios, and I was like, well, Lord, we, this, that, and the other, and the Lord said, you don't even know the equipment that you have. I mean, the impression that was on my heart is like, you don't even know the equipment that you have, but you're praying for more. Stop praying for more until you understand what you already have possession of. And the appreciation for what you have in your hair salon or in your studio or in your desk drawer or, in your writings, the appreciation for what you already have sets the precedence for continued income. Now, one year, I'm just going to use this for an example. One year I sat down and I looked at my talent pool and I looked at my resource ability to generate concepts and ideas. And I said, well, I'm going to find out how I can monetize this in another way, because I was already working on a couple of things, but I wanted to monetize it in another way. And I designed this thing called the Mobile Tech Academy, whereby I do AV classes for children from pretty much third grade on up. Believe it or not, they're very, very good at AV, audio video production. And so we went forward. We did all the pros and cons and the planning, and what market would be proper, what's the niche market, and so forth and so on. And that year that was another income stream, if you will. But then here's the thing that negates incomes. We have too much drama. See, whenever drama is high on the Richter scale, money is at risk. Income is at risk. Wealth is at risk. Investments are at risk. Wherever there's drama high on the scale, incomes are at risk. And there was a year that went by where we didn't do any classes because the focus was just, oh my goodness, it was just we had to intensify focuses on other things because of dramatic instances created. On one hand, we had to double down on focuses in other areas, which cut that stream off. When you're creating something from scratch, let me tell you something. It is no joke. And what you do is as you sit and design your concept, your idea, your business plan, you look at the patterns that interrupt the income. If you can get a hold of that, I always try to use three things along with the talent, of course, the skill level. Three things that generate income. Number one, consistency. Am I using my talent pool and skill level every single day? I subscribe to one of Oprah Winfrey's sayings that the world will respond to me. Am I doing a regimen of skill enhancement, talent cultivation every single day? Every day. Every day. Whether I feel it, I don't feel it. I'm up or I'm down. It's raining, it's sunny. I don't care. Every day. Every day. Every morning. Are you consistently working on your skill and your talent to get ready to present it? Do you know your craft? Do you know your craft? Do you know your craft? Do you know your market? Studying, sometimes it takes 3 to 5 years to study who your market is. You know, did we sign up for some of those multi-level things along the way? Yes. Don't do it. If you're not really or truly a multi-level, you don't have, if you don't have anything else to do, sign up for it. But if you know your purpose and your destiny, leave multi-level marketing alone unless you know what the heck you're doing, because you can waste a lot of time and a lot of money and just a lot of hype. A lot of hype. I'm just saying. If it works for you, do it. But if you got something else going on, you need to have laser focus. This in and out, up and down, it's not going to work. It's not going to generate income. Income to me is, I didn't say money. I didn't say creating money. We got money. We're not creating an income. What will continually last? What will continually last? It will keep coming in. It will keep coming in, because if you hire somebody to do that, it will still work. If you cut yourself out of the picture, it will still work. The second thing I do to create income is you always have to hold on to something. Whether you put it in the bank, I prefer to have money in a safe at the studio to look at, or on your desk to look at. And I'm going to the very basics. I'm talking about from scratch. I'm talking about if you just started a business. I'm talking about if you just got a loan, you need to take a portion of that money and set it on the desk. Put it in the safe, because money attracts money. I don't know how else I don't know how, just another plain way I can say it. Money respects money. You broke, you get some money from your talent pool, from your cultivation, from your skill. You pay your expenses. You leave money there for you to visualize. People don't do it. You gotta have something to look at. I'm sorry, this is the most basic of principle when it comes to income. Money respects money. And the third thing is a closed hand can receive nothing. You must invest in others. You must invest in others. And the other investments that you make must yield a high percentage of a return. In other words, if you're sowing into X, Y, and Z, and you know that the rate of return is so, you'll know. We could talk about that. Rate of return. 1.75% is not a high rate of return. What is the rate of return from the folks that you're helping? I'm not talking about what they can do for you. I'm just saying, what is the rate of return? What is the karma rate? Karma, karma, what goes around comes around. What is the karma rate of return? See. You might have to listen to this again, because so many of us, we wanted to make it all these other things, but you know what? Let me tell you something. It's the constant grind of a cultivated mindset, and getting yourself. Part of the reason why we don't have multiple income streams is because we're in the way of ourselves, and that's why I say I want you to focus on that PTTOO all year long. Pay to the order of. Pay to the order of. Pay to the order of John Doe. Say it out loud. Pay to the order of Mary, whatever. Pay to the order of is the new phrase you're going to begin to imagine as you close your eyes, as you drive, as you move around the cabin, as they say, one airline says. I want you to start speaking, muttering under your breath, meditating, visualizing, imagining these 5 letters. Pay to the order of. I want you to begin to look at your pool, whether or not you have a negotiator on your team, whether or not you have sales on your team. I don't want you to do anything about it. I just want you to know that you're going to need a negotiator. You can't do everything yourself. And people who try to force you into a corner to do everything yourself are those that are cutting off your income. Watch it. Be careful. Teamwork make the dream work. Don't get me pumped about that. Teamwork makes the dream work. There's only so much that you will be able to do alone. One person can make a difference. But if you want PTTOO to happen time and time and time and time and time, start thinking about it. I'm gonna need negotiators for this level. This is one of the things that I said. I'm gonna need a negotiator for this level. When I want a partnership with that one right there, I'm gonna need someone to look at that beyond me. See, I'm going to need another set of eyes, another set of skills to look at this potential partnership right here, because I know what this could yield, because this is what I've been waiting for. But I know that I'm not going to rely upon my skill level by itself. I'm not going to rely upon my own ability by itself. Teamwork make the dream work. See, this thing about, we don't need nobody, or we don't, that's a problem for me. Because all you need is a core and no more. Let me say it again. All you need is a core and no more. You feel me? Now my time has gone. And I want you to visit my new website. My new website right there at www.sibnradio.com. by Select USA TV. Got to put a Spreaker live button over there so you can go over there and listen. I want you to leave your comments there. I want you to leave your comments right there on www as well, SIBNtelevision.com. There we have the video portals of what we do, what we have done. It's going to get better as we move along. Also, the community page is on that site, www.sibntelevision.com. Thank you so very much. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, PTTOO. Pay to the order of. Imagine it. Say it. Pay to the order of. From scratch. Money comes to money. I always sow a seed because I think like an investor and not a consumer. Multiple income streams come from multiple abilities, and I have that. I'm bad to the bone. All right, until next time, we'll talk more. This Coach's Corner. Have a good one.